Don't look at me. Although,
John, you're gonna take it?
yeah.
Alright, thanks, John. Alright, for the 3 Drogans left behind, you guys woke up at some point, and we're not gonna go play by play on this, we're gonna summarize here. You guys woke up, you're all tied up, not with twine. These are not lowly kobolds, these are big, brutish hobgoblins, tactical soldiers. They've tied you up pretty darn good, and you're all in a room together. This doesn't seem to be like a prison, it's just a room. There's actually beds in the room. But you have 2 hobgoblins standing right next to you, on watch. You've been stripped of all your weapons, all your items. You just have your clothes, everything else has been taken away. Armor, everything.
Dignity.
If you
I was about to say that.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, but yeah, and assuming you guys, I'm just gonna assume that you guys are gonna give them a hard time because that seems to be your personality types. Anytime you guys try to squirm or do anything, you've also been gagged, by the way. If you try to do anything fishy, these guys start beating you. So if you try to escape, if you try to talk, if you try to move, they just start beating you. You remain there for several hours. The hobgoblins change shifts now and again. You hear talk about selling you guys into slavery to the Bloodreavers, some mysterious group whom you've never heard of. And that's basically your life for now. So unless there's any questions, we're gonna go over to what's been happening with Coltaine. Alright, so what would Coltaine have done? Again, we're not going to do a play-by-play, but in summary, once Coltaine escaped Shadowfell Keep, which he was able to do with his 1 hit point, what would he do? Where would he go?
He'd leave and never return. At least this way he's not being beaten every day. No, he would, hightail it back to Winterhaven, at which point the first thing he'd do probably is rest, and then he would, starting with the tavern, I think, ask around, look around for anyone who would possibly want to help him go into a dangerous dungeon, fight vicious monsters, and rescue his friends that were tragically captured. And if he can't find much help there, he'd probably speak to Lord Padraig, ask if he can convince any of the town guard or something, anyone who could possibly help him in the rescue attempt for the Heroes of Winterhaven.
Alright, cool. So Winterhaven is only, if I recall correctly, a couple hours away from the keep. So Coltaine makes the trek back, presumably after a short rest, during which he can spend some healing surges so that he's not going to die from a paper cut. Nevertheless, he arrives at the gates of Winterhaven, badly wounded, clearly alone. He is greeted by Lord Padraig. Presumably he would bring Padraig up to speed on the situation. I'm going to assume you don't necessarily want to do what you said in chronological order, since you're running into Padraig now. I think it's fine to assume that you would talk to him about it before going to the inn.
Absolutely.
Well, because of your service to Winterhaven, again, as you pointed out, you guys are known, the Drogans are known as the Heroes of Winterhaven. Your great deeds for the town and your continued service, and the fact that 3 of your companions are being held captive or worse because they were trying to help the town, Lord Padraig is willing to lend you 4 of his 10 town guards, the Winterhaven Regulars as they're called. He's going to lend you 4 of them to help with the rescue mission. He thinks right now the chances of some kind of kobold or goblin attack on the town are a little lessened thanks to what you've been doing. So this is why he's a little bit more willing to part with some guards for a short time. So you're going to have 4 guards coming with you. Their names are Maliner, Loramir, Colum, and Podrick. Not Padraig, Podrick.
Malinor, Loramir, Callum, and Padraig?
Maliner, Loramir, Colum, and Padraig. So at that point, I'm guessing Coltaine would want to move on to the inn, even if it's only just to rest, but presumably also to find more help.
That's right.
Padraig bids you good luck and says, although that, the soldiers he's given you, the guards he's giving you, they are professional guards, they're his best men, but they're still not, adventurers, they're not your caliber. They'll do their best, but don't expect miracles from them. They're not heroes like you.
Yes, heroes like me. I understand.
Alright, so Coltaine then heads over to Rofton's Inn, whereupon he, in search of other people to aid him, spots someone he hasn't seen before. An elf. Seems to be the adventurer type, because he's not a clean-cut city folk. And Doug, why don't you describe this elf for us?
Oh, he's about average height for an elf. Darkish skin, maybe a light brown. He's clearly having difficulty talking to the tavern drinking goers. But he's very serious about trying to get a point across. He's wearing leather armor. Looks like he knows how to carry himself, even though he slouches a lot. How's that?
Great, thanks. So does Coltaine approach this elf?
Coltaine never really liked elves, Maybe not.
It's too late. As soon as Coltaine enters, the elf takes a look at Coltaine, notices how beat up he is, and walks on over. And now I talk to him. You there, human. You look like you've been in a fight.
Yes, that's right, elf. I see that your eyes still work. That's good. What of it?
I've been looking for some troublemakers, and I heard they've stopped somewhere near this town. Looking for a cousin of mine. She was taken by a cult. Any chance those the guys that roughed you up?
Well, that's mighty convenient, just like a lot of the other people I've met in this town. I just happened to return from a run-in with a cult.
Are you making fun of me, human?
No, elf, I'm making fun of the ridiculous circumstances of my life so far.
Yes, sometimes it does feel that there is a divine hand guiding us all. But that's ridiculous. You humans are all ridiculous. And that's why my cousin's missing. Now, how bad is this cult? You probably look like you got taken out by a bunch of little girls, but could have been worse, I guess.
They may have been girls, but they were pretty big, pretty ugly. And yeah, they took us out. Think you can handle some hobgoblin girls?
Why should I join up with you, human? Just point me where they are. I can go myself. I don't want people like you getting me into trouble. I can see where that leads already.
Well, be my guest. Go on alone and soften them up for me. I'm sure you won't manage on your own. There were 4 of us together, and even then they were able to overcome us.
And you were the toughest of the bunch?
Not the toughest. The luckiest. I was able to escape. Hopefully to find help to rescue my companions. And despite my prejudices, I really wouldn't mind having someone that looks capable, such as yourself, join me in defeating this cult and hopefully rescuing my companions.
Well, human, I don't actually hate your kind. I'm just making fun of people when they're down. For hobgoblins, I could probably do it, but I don't like taking chances. I'll help you out, you help me out. What do you say?
Sounds like a great deal, but I still don't like elves.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, then I think we'll get along just fine.
Fair enough. My name's Wintier. They call me the Thunder Thief. Who are you?
Well met, Wintier, Thunder Thief. My name is Coltaine. They call me Coltaine.
Sounds like a general's name. I like you. Now, you might want to take care of yourself before you head out. Look like you could get taken down by a paper cut.
That's true, I should release some stress before taking a break.
Now is not the time to masturbate, Coltaine. You humans.
Well, you know, it's been a tough day. I think I must have rested twice already in the past 24 hours. But yes, I'm gonna sleep and we can set out after some 6 or 7 hours.
Sounds good to me. I'm in no rush. When you want me, I'll be outside of town. I have trouble hanging around these places.
So Coltaine speaks to Sylvana, remembers her name, and gets a room for the night.
I'm sorry, what
Just
was her
taking
name?
Himself. Wasn't it Sylvana?
She gets angry again and says Salvana.
Coltaine looks at her and says, "No, you're you're messing with me." And sighs. Sorry, Salvana.
Now she hates you even more. Alright, so you're gonna get some rest?
Yep.
Alright, Coltaine, Wintier, and the 4 Winterhaven guards reconvene after several hours, or the next day.